What's up, guys? Hope you all are having a great day. For today's video, I want to talk about the Boston Celtics and if they have a chance at competing for an NBA championship this year. So let's get into it. Obviously, as y'all know, the Boston Celtics are normally in contention year in and year out. Since 2017, they've been good. So they've been in that contention. You know, they made the run to the Eastern Conference Finals against the Cavs a few years ago and lost in Game 7. Since then, they haven't really found a stable position in the playoffs. They've always been beat out in the first, second round. So they have a building. They're still building pieces to try to get back to that place. And the Boston Celtics, you know, they just lost to the Pelicans yesterday. They blew a 24-point lead, so that's obviously not a good thing to do. They haven't had a good stretch. I think they've lost a lot of games lately. So they have a lot to pick up on and a lot to practice and perform well. And they just haven't been putting out good work, good play. The only consistent player is Jaylen Brown, maybe. Even Jason Tatum's a little shaky. I mean, he's a clutch player, but he's been a little shaky this year. Kemba Walker isn't what he was in Charlotte. He isn't even close to what he was. Marcus Smart, I think, has been hurt. Tristan Thompson, you know, he's putting up boards, but he can't guard anyone like Zion or anyone like that. So, you know, this team definitely has a lot to work on if they want to get to a spot where they can compete. Even in the Eastern Conference, I don't even think they can win there. You have Toronto's good now. You have Philadelphia. You have the Bucks. So, I mean, you have a lot of good teams that can play well and play hard and compete. But at the end of the day, can they get it done? That's the question. I don't think the Boston Celtics can get it done with this current roster that they have. Some moves that they should make is maybe get a couple more shooters because they don't have a lot of bench players. I mean, they have their starters, and then they have players that are probably G League players, to be honest with you. Not being rude or anything, but, I mean, just a lot of G League players in their bench. So they need to make that up and maybe make a few trades, get some shooters, maybe get Ross from the Magic. He's a good shooter. Maybe JJ Redick. You know, players like that can definitely help your team morale and your team get better and improve. Especially get players that have playoff experience so they can bring that leadership to the team to help them compete in the playoffs, because that's what they're going to need when they go up against these heavy hitters in the East. And if they're talking about getting to the finals, I mean, you got to go through the Nets, the 76ers, the Bucks, the Raptors. You got to go through those teams to get to where you want to go. So my answer to the question is no. I don't think they have a chance at winning the championship, but can they compete? Yes. Every team has, okay, I take that back. Every team has a chance to compete for the championship, but what's the logic? What's the look right now? I don't think they have what it takes to win a championship right now. Obviously, they have to make a few trades to get there, like I said before, but I don't think they have what it takes to compete for a championship right now. Maybe a few years down the road. Maybe if they get a few good players and trade before the trade deadline ends. But from right now, from what I see right now, from what I've seen the past couple of weeks, I don't think they're a contending team to win a championship, to even win the East, in my opinion. So that's my pick on the situation. That's my saying on this whole situation, on what we got going on with that team. And yeah, they gotta get some players. They gotta get someone that can shoot. I mean, I've watched a couple of games. They blew a 24-point lead. I mean, how do you do that? You don't do that if you're a playoff team. So if we're talking about playoff teams, it definitely doesn't involve, I mean, championship teams, it definitely doesn't involve the Boston Celtics right now. But yeah, that's my take on the situation. I don't know what y'all think, who y'all's favorite team is, but if you're a Boston Celtics fan out there, let me know in the comments, like, what do you think of your own team? How do you think they've been performing the last couple weeks? And do you think they're a championship contending team right now? So let me know. And yeah, drop a comment, like this video, and subscribe.